Canadian Arctic is home to the Inuit people. Under these vast stretches of ice lie enormous stores of resources: oil, fish, natural gas, minerals, and diamonds. But global climate change is changing the landscape, opening waterways that will bring this wealth within reach. Now, 5 nations are jostling for control of these waters and what lies beneath. Enter the Canadian Rangers. They're here to keep a Canadian presence and watchful eye on the most remote parts of the Arctic. Martha Olikatulik, Byron Meyer, and Benjamin Quilinek were chosen from a slate of 25 hopefuls to become Tlaloyuic's newest recruits. They'll soon find out if they have what it takes to become a Canadian Ranger. Tlaloyuic Nunavut lies 2,200 kilometers due north of Winnipeg. On a typical spring day, the thermometer sometimes reaches above -20. Even though it's nearing the end of the usual school term, these 3 young adults are headed back into class. They're about to start a special introductory course for the new recruits to the Canadian Rangers, a reserve branch of the Canadian Forces.
Welcome to your first class as a Ranger. What we're going to cover is the general history of the Rangers, where they came from, where your community falls into 1CRPG's chain of command.
Martha Olikatulik, Byron Meyer, and Benjamin Quilinek were chosen from a slate of 25 hopefuls to become the hamlet's newest recruits. If they manage to pass this Canadian Rangers basic training course, they'll be sworn in at a special ceremony in front of the town's 60 other Rangers.
I didn't really thought I would get picked. I didn't had my hopes up to get picked. Quite a few people asked to join, and the 4 new recruits, and I was one of them.
My grandfather, Simon, myself, my brother Simon, all 3 of us are in the Rangers. Father, daughter, son, and my uncle David Nunno. My mom said she's never done that before. Like, what she see me doing, it's like I'm a lady and you only try do men's stuff. She says that to me. I'm like, so?
I guess I want to become a Ranger because I like to defend our country up here if we need it. They do a lot for the community, like search and rescue wise. My little sister went missing about a year ago, more than a year ago actually. And I just think that I'd like to do as much search and rescue needed. We'll be getting a lot of training from the Rangers for it.
They are the eyes and ears of the North. They are prepared in the event they see something out of the ordinary or some activity or event happens in their area of responsibility, and they will identify that and report it back here.
Arctic sovereignty may be on the top of their duties these days, but in 1942, the Canadian Rangers began as the Pacific Coast Rangers. A voluntary militia, they sprung into being after a Japanese submarine attacked Vancouver Island. By war's end, 15,000 men had joined to protect Canada's west coast. At the end of World War II, the chill of a new Cold War spread throughout North America. The Pacific Coast Rangers were expanded to other parts of Canada and renamed the Canadian Rangers. Today, there are nearly 5,000 Rangers spread across 5 regions, most being based along Canada's coasts and in remote northern areas. Nearly 1,800 of them are in Canada's north, covering an area bigger than the continent of Europe. Back in class, Warrant Officer Bertrand is going through the checklist of what the new recruits are expected to learn.